I thought you might want to learn how to make tiffin while we're all stuck inside at the moment, because not only is it really, really tasty, it's really, really easy to make. And I know that by putting this video out there, I'm showing what a fraud I am, because it doesn't even require any baking. It's so easy, and it's mostly ingredients that you might have knocking around the house anyway. Maybe it's something that if you've got kids, it can, if you're starting to run out of ideas of things to bake and make and do, then hopefully this might bring a few people a little bit of joy. So I'm gonna make Snickers tiffin today. I've not made this before. What I tend to do with varieties of tiffin is just make them up and throw things together and see how it works. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So you're along for the ride. You want to get a packet of Digestive biscuits, just any kind, any brand. They're pretty much all the same. And you need some kind of bag. I've got a large food bag here. I suppose you could use a plastic bag, but remember that some of them have got little holes in the bottom. So if you can get like a food grade one, that is a bit better. And then take out about a third. Right, you can bash them up. And it is as therapeutic as it looks. Exactly what we all need right now. Just pulverize them and then get another third, stick them in there to meet their doom as well. Haha! The last lot in there, just bash those. You're just trying to get them roughly uniform. There's some chunky bits still in there. It's not, you know, I'm not a perfectionist. That's fine. You don't have to remember a lot. Packet of biscuits, 3 tablespoons of golden syrup, and then literally just half of this butter. Fantastic. That is all going to go in there. I'm just going to split it a little bit more so it melts a bit quicker. I'm going to put this on a sort of medium heat. There we go. Chuck it all in there. Look at that. Oh, so calorific. This next bit's optional. You don't need to do it, but if you've got any kind of flavourings you want to add, I've got a salted caramel one here. And if you want to add some flavouring, my fingers are all buttery now, can't open it. And you want to just put maybe a couple of teaspoons of your flavouring in there. This salted caramel one's pretty nice, so I find you can stick it in most things like this and it certainly won't hurt them at all. It's really not MasterChef. Just gonna get that all melting in there. And what you're gonna need next is some kind of a tray to put this in. Square or rectangular will be easier than like a round pan or a round tray, because you're gonna wanna cut it up into squares really when it's all finished. A square oven dish like this, that's ideal. While that's melting, these broken biscuits are going to go into there. Oh, look at that. Look, that's slightly too big, but there's no wrong, because if you get any bits like that, you just eat them. So it's win-win. I'm going to press them down a bit as well. You want about 2/3 of the finished tiffin to be that biscuity-ness. Okie dokie. That's melting down nicely. And now, because this is a Snickers one that I'm trying, I'm going to add some nuts, because Snickers get some nuts. You don't have to add this, it's just because I'm doing Snickers. You can do just the Digestives, and then this stuff, and then a chocolate of your choice, and that's fine. That's all you need. I'm gonna add these in. On top of the biscuity base. And now, if you've got peanuts, they'll work really well, because that's what is in a Snickers. So if you've got some peanuts, you can just smash them up a bit in a bag as well. Or if you want to be fancy, you can use a pestle and mortar, and everyone will be impressed. Look at this. Come and look. Come and see if you can smell it. Can you smell that? Mm. We are just gonna pour it onto the biscuit mix like this. And then you're just gonna kind of mix it together. You want it to be quite evenly coated, because after this we're gonna stick it in the fridge, and all of this liquidy bit is gonna be what kind of glues it together. I would imagine if you're doing this with kids, they'll love to get their hands in there and get all squishy. Making sure that all of that biscuit is nicely coated, and then just gonna tamp it down a bit. I think that's the word, tamp. You never really hear that word any other time, so it sounds wrong to my ear, but there we go. Just really press it down so it's quite compacted like that. There we go.
Fabulous.
Ah, so sticky. Right, and now that just goes in the fridge. Try to leave it an hour, and I will see you in a bit and we'll carry on. I've taken it out of the fridge. It's kind of compacted and set a little bit. Now this is a bonus level. You don't have to do this. You can completely skip this. This is something I've not tried before, so I'm not sure how well it'll work out. But you know, carpe diem. I'm gonna add a layer of caramel now. It's probably easiest to just buy caramel. You can use jars or squeezy bottles of caramel that you can find, or you can get sort of ice cream topping type stuff. Any of it will do pretty much the same job, just whatever you can lay your hands on. But you can also make your own caramel with condensed milk. And for anyone who's not done that before, I'm sure if you just give it a quick Google or watch a YouTube video, we've done it before and it does take ages. But that's again something that you might want to try. Otherwise, just buy yourself some caramel or don't bother with this stage at all. It's very much an optional one. So I'm just going to spread this out as well as I can. Now I'm actually going to chill this again just to sort of make that solidify a little bit. So I'm going to put this back in the fridge for about half an hour or so, go and watch some Brooklyn Nine-Nine. As I say, you don't have to do this stage, you don't have to add any caramel. You can go just with the biscuit stage and then on to the next stage, which will be chocolate momentarily. Okay, chilled that for a little while. And the final stage for our tiffin is to melt some chocolate. Don't bother about getting anything fancy, just get some milk chocolate and check the baking aisle and also check just where the chocolate is. Just realised, got my glasses on, continuity. Because sometimes the same size bar of chocolate can be slightly more when it's with the baking supplies. They sometimes brand it differently as like cooking chocolate or baking chocolate, so it just has to be milk chocolate. Get it from wherever it's cheaper. We're gonna break it into little pieces, pop it in a bowl like this. We're gonna stick this in the microwave. Just gonna do it for short periods at a time and keep checking on it so it doesn't burn. And I'm gonna keep taking it out and stirring it as well. So I've just put it in for 30 seconds. A microwave has no light inside, which adds to the mystery. Is it ruined? Who knows? There's a few little lumpy bits in there still, but sometimes if you stir it a bit, they will just melt in. So I'm gonna pour this in on top of our caramel there. I'm really excited to try these. One of the ones I make most often is like custard creams with white chocolate. So if anyone wants to know how to make that, let me know. I'll do a video for that as well. Spread that over there. Get this next lot of chocolate in there. Somewhere around 300 grams of chocolate. We've got the next lot of chocolate here. All nicely melted and all smooth. So I'm going to add this as well. You just give it a little shuffle like that, it will smooth it all out nicely. I often will put something on top of the tiffin. I like to include these sometimes. You can get, there's a few varieties of these with different flavours. These are chocolate, salted caramel, these sort of things. Anything like this that you see in the chocolate or the biscuit aisle that you think looks yum and you want to try it, giant buttons, anything like that, feel free to just whack on there. And this is what I bought recently that inspired me to try making Snickers tiffin, is these little Snickers bites. So now it goes back into the fridge for the last time. Ideally you want to leave it overnight this time, and then in the morning it'll all be set, and then we will cut it up and it'll be ready to eat. Okay guys, it's finished. I've cut it up with some success. Some of the bits have gone a little bit cracked, but me and Dan have both had a piece each, and it's so tasty. It's really rich and calorific, and you feel a little bit sick afterwards, which I think is always a good sign. So yeah, it's ready to divvy up, but let me know how it goes if you try and make this yourself.